Ba-da-da-da, pud, 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 ba-da-da-da, pud, 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 pud. I'm dreaming of a good podcast.
That song reminds me of the Santa Claus.
The movie?
Yeah. Because when they cut to him, when he picks up his son and they go to the diner and they cut to that wide of them sitting in the diner, that's the song that's on.
I like that scene. I like that movie.
That is a really good movie.
It's one of the few. I mean, it's actually like so stupid that like putting on a suit is a legal binding agreement to make you Santa Claus. But it is a good movie.
And the sequels after that movie just sucked ass.
Okay, I saw the Santa Claus 2 in theaters and I liked it.
No, every sequel after that movie. There's something about sequels that make the first one, like, the sequels are so dumb. But
Can we think of a single sequel? I mean, Maverick. Duh.
Maverick's good, but that first movie is like a really good indie film.
Top Gun is not an indie
No, the
film.
Santa Claus.
Oh, that's not an indie film.
But it's like very like they did it very grounded. Like the performances
that
are
movie's
good.
not grounded. He like kidnaps the kid in the end. There's a bunch of child slaves who are elves.
It's believable.
Yeah, the Santa Claus is believable.
No, but it's somewhat believable. And then it becomes the second and the third, and I didn't even watch the show. It becomes fantastical.
I liked that movie because I too had a single dad that we would spend Christmas with who could not get it together.
But see, that's what I'm saying is like it came from a very dark
real place.
Yeah. Also, like thinking about those jokes where like he's like fat and he can't stop eating. Like now as like a 30-year-old man, I'm like, I get it, man.
Yeah, it's relatable.
Cookies are trouble.
Yeah, they really are.
The other night I had just out of nowhere 2 or 3 cookies just straight to the dome right before bed.
Did you sleep well?
I slept fine. I couldn't help myself. I just went on a tear.
That's all this cookie talk making me sleepy.
Yeah.
Good night, Noah.
Wait, can we talk?
It's the Bedtime Podcast.
The holidays are hard. I really love cookies. And everywhere you go, there's a cookie.
The holidays are hard. For you specifically because of the cookies. This cookie thing started a couple years ago. Noah fell madly in love with cookies.
I mean, it's not like I hated cookies before then.
But I feel like you didn't know just how much you loved cookies. And then I think it was during the pandemic, he was working in a writer's room and like someone they just kept getting cookies and it was like an addiction and he would have like 3 to 4 cookies a day.
Yeah, it was a cookie here, a cookie there. Why not? It's just a cookie.
Yeah.
Because the cookies
They're deceiving.
They're deceiving. You're like, it's just a tiny little cookie.
A tiny little 300-calorie cookie, yeah. Trust me, I have my own weaknesses in the holidays. Every holiday, Noah gets a box of like marshmallows covered in caramel from his podcasting company, and I devour the box. Those are my weakness.
I think we should I think everyone should stop sending sweets on the holidays.
I agree. Leave me the fuck alone.
Instead of a sweet, how about a sweet card?
Send me a sweet card or a crudité platter or a cheese board.
Yeah, let's do cheese plates.
Yeah.
These are the cheese years.
The cheese years.
Cheese years. No more sweets. It's just too much.
I hate it. It's the holiday. I'm just like sick the whole holidays. It is fun though.
You know what's weird at Orange Theory?
What?
They've been saying at the end of class, like, hey, it's that time of year where people start to kind of slack and put on.
I hate that.
I know. That put on weight.
Mad.
So make sure you come here and, follow, finish the year strong.
I hate that so much.
It's so coded.
I hate it. I have been thinking that this year about just that I'm like letting go. And I'm like, yeah, you put on more weight in the winter. You need it. And then in the summer, you're outside, you're fucking eating watermelon and drinking water and you lose it. But like during the winter, I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to enjoy myself and not make myself feel bad. And that has really actually been going well for me.
Yeah. I mean, it's colder. You need to pack on some puff.
Yeah. And I just like not worrying about it is making me happier.
Yeah.
In general.
I don't mind.
I know you don't.
I kind of like your body when like wherever it goes.
That is true. I was thinking about it today because I love oatmeal. It's one of my favorite foods, but I never used to eat it because there was the whole like carbs are bad for you thing. Remember that we just like grew up in like the fucking 2010s. Carbs are bad. Carbs are bad. So I didn't eat fucking oatmeal for like 20 years. And now I'm finally eating oatmeal and it's so good. And I'm like, I can't believe I didn't fucking eat this. I'm just so sick of diet culture and all that shit. So this holiday season and forever, we're doing what we want.
Oatmeal sucks.
No, it's delicious.
No, it fucking sucks, man.
No, if you have it warm with like, I do soy milk and then some maple syrup and then whatever other toppings you want, maybe some nuts, maybe some apples, maybe some cinnamon. It's so good.
It's not for me.
I think it's so cozy.
No.
I'm classic Goldilocks. I love a porridge.
That's your breakfast of choice?
Porridge? Yeah, because I do like a warm breakfast. I don't really like cold food, actually.
You don't like any cold food?
I mean, I eat cold food, but if I had the choice, it's warm over cold, baby.
I'm not an oatmeal guy.
What's your ideal breakfast then?
If I'm going like that kind of, if I'm in that area, like the kind of soupy breakfast area, I'm working with a yogurt.
That's not soupy.
You know what I mean? Just like something that's like kind of fluid.
Ew. Okay.
But if I'm not doing that, then I'm going savory. You know, I'm going eggs.
Yeah.
I'm going bacon, toast, breakfast sandwich, bagels, lox. Like that's my move. And hey, also if I'm going soupy, I'm going cereal. But the problem with cereal though is it's very hard to like cereal. Most cereal is just like bad for you,
and it's also impossible to fill up. It's one of the worst breakfasts.
Yeah, you're hungry in an hour.
Yeah, I'm like so full from my oatmeal. I did steel cut oats though.
That is one thing about oatmeal is it does fill you up. Same thing with yogurt, that fills you up. You know,
and it's healthy.
Yeah, but oatmeal is just like fucking boring.
No, it's not. You doctor it up. You don't just have plain oatmeal with water.
Oatmeal's like the white accountant of breakfast.
No, it's not.
It's like, hey, what's up? I'm oatmeal.
That's scrambled eggs.
Oatmeal, I have no
with
personality.
White toast.
No, that
and no sauce.
I disagree.
I'm right.
You're wrong.
Oatmeal, you doctor it up.
You could doctor up a scramble. Are you kidding me?
But I'm
Peppers,
saying you don't.
Ham, salsa. Why are you laughing so
The
much?
way you're doctoring up your scrambled eggs is very funny to me.
Why?
Because I was just going to say all you need is Frank's to make it taste good, but
Oatmeal is just like, hey, I'm oatmeal.
no, I think.
Do your impersonation of oatmeal.
Oh, hello, I'm Grandmother Oatmeal, and I'm here to make you feel good and fill you up, and we can sprinkle a little love and sweetness on your day.
You are doing an impression of a boring English woman.
No.
If I saw that woman on the train, I'd be like, yeah, pass.
Well,
I'm not talking to you, you freak.
I would talk to a grandma any day. That's my ideal who I want to talk to is a grandma.
Since when are
Since
grandmas like the ultimate example of a entertaining human being?
Always. Grandmas are the literal shit. I wish I had one. They're the fucking best.
Okay, this is my impression. This is why I go eggs. Because of this impression. This is my impression of eggs. Yeah, what's up, man? I'm eggs.
Ew. See, I think eggs are disgusting.
Yummy, I'm eggs.
Ew. See, your impression is of a rapist. That egg is a rapist, and mine is a nice grandma.
Okay, let's do a scene where the egg talks to the oatmeal.
Okay. Hello, young man. Where are you going on the train?
I'm going to Hot Sauce Land.
Oh, wow, that's exciting. What are you doing there?
I'm gonna make out with some girls.
Well, I hope you use protection.
You see how boring you are?
Well, you're rapey. You're rape culture, and I'm just sweet and supportive.
Ugh.
I would do anything to talk to my grandma. So yeah, oatmeal's ideal.
Did you ever talk about sex with your grandma?
No.
What do you think?
I'm sure she made one joke like one time, and I was like, wow, 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 wow.
What do you think her advice would be to you? Like if your grandma was giving you the talk, did you ever get the talk?
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
Ugh. I got fucking tricked into it. I got the talk from my older sister and her mom, not even from my own parents. When I was in 4th grade, I was all excited. They were taking me and my sister to English tea. It was like they had to take us out of school, take us to tea. Tea was a fucking trap. They gave us the sex talk. And I was like, why is this happening? Like, I just wanted to go to tea.
Wait, so they took you and your younger sister?
Yeah, which I'm just like, so she's 3 grades younger than me. So she was in 1st grade and I was in 4th grade. And I'm like, this is too young.
Too soon.
Too soon. Or maybe I was in 6th grade and she was in 3rd grade. Still too soon.
Did something prompt the conversation? Like did they catch you humping a doll or something?
No, I know that they asked my mom and she was like, yeah, I don't care. But
your mom didn't want to do it.
Probably not. But
do you remember what they said?
I don't really remember. Something about like a man and a woman, blah, blah, blah. But I was just like, okay, like, I don't know why this is happening. I just want to eat my fucking finger sandwich and get the fuck out of here.
And they were like, well, one thing about finger sandwiches is you might get fingered by a boy.
Yeah.
And you might like it, but always get consent.
And I'll always like a finger sandwich more than a fingering.
Okay.
What?
I don't see the connection there, but I guess the fingering.
I love food. Yeah.
Okay, so and that's it. That's the only conversation. Your dad never talked to you about sex?
Absolutely not.
And your mom never talked to you about sex?
She would tell me like jokes and stuff. And
what do you mean jokes? Like to use in the bedroom?
Like, no.
If you're ever down there, you should be like,
ew, no.
Knock, knock. Who's there? This penis.
That's such a bad joke.
Oh my God.
For sex. You hate it when I make jokes during sex.
I don't like it when it's like distracting and then I like lose my boner.
I'm just so funny. So it happens often.
Well, sometimes you'll just like break out into like an English accent.
My humor is the ultimate boner killer, and I put it on my grave.
Well, I mean, it's just you become very annoying.
Yeah, but you're also hysterically laughing.
Okay, wait, let's go back. What did your mom say to you about sex?
Oh, so she would be like, one time this funny thing happened on a TV show where they were like on a game show and the Newlywed Game, and they were like, what's the weirdest place you ever had sex? And the guy went, that would be the butt, Bob. Like she would tell me jokes like that, and I'd be like, okay.
But nothing like, hey, like this is what it's gonna be like. This is like what you should feel when you're.
No, never. I learned everything I know about sex from pornography.
Really?
Probably.
When did you start watching porn?
I don't even remember. College?
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
That's so late.
When did you start?
5th grade.
Oh, that's so sad. That's so sad.
Like 6th grade,
Porn
maybe the
is
latest.
So sad. Porn is devastating.
I told you about the time my sister walked in on me jerking off.
No, did you?
This is a great story.
Okay, go.
So I was at my select basketball game, and I was riding the bench because I didn't play, and the coach, my father, called a timeout, and I had just kind of discovered that week that my brother had porn on his computer because I was messing around with his computer on Kazaa.
What's Kazaa?
Remember Kazaa?
No.
It was like an illegal like Napster like download.
Now I remember it.
So I had just like discovered this Kazaa thing that I could basically type in like, you know, dick into vagina and like get a bunch of videos about dick and vagina and whatever. So and I started masturbating that week. Nothing came out yet.
Ew. So wait, did you come?
No, I mean it would be like it would feel like I was coming, but nothing would come out.
That is so disgusting.
So okay, so I'm at the basketball game. My dad calls a timeout, and I'm just like, the only thing I can think about is like my brother's computer.
Oh my God.
So I tell my dad that, you know, I'm not playing. I'm not feeling well. Can I go home? And he's like, yeah, have your sister take you home. So Sarah takes me home, and, you know, she goes to the living room, watches TV, and I go up to my brother's room, still in uniform. And I sit down to Kazaa, I pull my shorts down, and I start to masturbate. and the door is locked. But then after like, I don't know, 2 minutes, my sister barges in and she's like, "What do you want for?" Oh my God. And I'm like, "I'm sorry, it's a pop-up. It's a pop-up. I don't know what this is."
While your pants are down.
And I'm I pulled my pants up and I'm still like in uniform. I'm like, "It's a pop-up. It's a pop-up." She's like, "I gotta go. I'm sorry. Bye." She runs out. And then I just like came down 5 minutes later, like still in uniform. Like I never took my uniform off. And I was just like, I think I'd like lasagna for dinner.
How old were you?
Like 6th grade.
God, that's so awful.
I wonder if she remembers that.
Probably. You should ask her.
I don't want to.
It's so funny.
It's so awkward to think about that.
Yeah, that makes me so sad thinking about little boys looking at porn. It's so gross.
And then like, you know, throughout high school, when I would masturbate, I would turn the shower on first.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, I'd tell my parents I'm taking a shower.
Mm-hmm.
And I would take a shower, but I would turn the shower on and I'd have like, I don't know, 5-10 minutes to masturbate before I took the shower. And I always thought that was like a real sneaky trick. And then like years later, I found out my mom one time was like, "I know what you did when you turned the shower on."
Oh my God.
Parents are so perceptive.
They're so perceptive.
Well, they just know.
You
They
could
were
have never done that in California with the drought.
Oh, yeah. I probably wasted a lot of water in my high school years.
5 to 10 minutes?
Yeah, just to fucking running water.
Noah's responsible for the climate crisis.
I'm sorry, I have to come.
That is so sad.
But I don't really remember getting a legitimate talk from my parents. Like we had like sex ed in school, and I think that covered it. But sex ed is like very like basic. Like they don't teach you how to fuck.
Well, yeah, I think that's fair. It's very scientific and honestly boring.
They should teach you how to fuck.
I mean, that's not appropriate. That's not good.
Like to a senior in high school at least.
No.
Like they should bring in like a couple and they should be like, "Hey, this is how you do it."
Oh my God.
Or just be like, or at least like talk about it. Like, "Hey, you should go down on a woman before you put something inside of her. Like you should make sure she's wet. Like, can you stop picking off things off my body?"
Why?
Just like, who cares?
Bothering me. Sorry.
She keeps finding things on my body and picking them up.
Okay, sorry.
But
no, actually, you're right. They should have but they should just take the boys aside and then be like, just, you know, like, don't just like stick your dirty, unwashed finger in like into a vagina. Like,
but they don't need to teach the girls anything?
Well, no, I'm saying with the girls, we would do other stuff.
What would we do with the girls?
I think with the girls, it'd be like, you know, like focus on you. You don't have to have sex with people to get them to like you. You have more power than you think. Don't ever let anyone make you feel bad for not wanting to have sex with them. Like all that shit.
Like a practical, real conversation, not just like, "This is the penis.
Yeah.
This is the vagina.
The vulva. Bleep, bleep, bleep.
It's like, we knew that.
Yeah.
I no one was in that class like, "Oh, that's what that is."
Yeah.
It's
I
like,
agree.
You got to teach us how to use it and how not to use it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I agree. Like, yeah, watching, they shouldn't bring in it's not like an Amsterdam red light show.
Well, that's another podcast.
Like
Yeah.
we're not bringing in a couple and letting these kids like watch someone have sex. That is inappropriate.
Yeah, no, that
It's not
idea
a key
is
party.
absolutely terrible. But yeah, more of a realistic talk that is more helpful.
Because like the first time I tried to have sex, I couldn't get hard.
Yikes!
It was a real problem. It gave me a lot of anxiety, and I thought I was like, I have erectile dysfunction.
Yeah.
I'm 18. I'm thinking I have erectile dysfunction.
Well, didn't you?
No, I just had an anxiety problem, and I you know, I just didn't know how to kind of get myself off.
That's sad.
And I talked to my dad about it. That was like, this is the only like sex talk we had.
And did he help you?
He was like, well, I was like, "I think I have erectile dysfunction. Can you help me get a Viagra prescription?"
That's so funny.
Could you imagine an 18-year-old going to like a 50-year-old man?
Oh, man. You 18 trying to get Viagra is so funny.
The generic wasn't invented yet.
Oh, wow. So how much would it have been?
I don't know, but you couldn't get over the counter like you can with like Blue Chew.
Oh. I didn't even know there was over the counter.
Blue Chew.
Have you taken it? What is Blue Chew?
It's called Blue Chew. That's the generic over the counter.
Where is it?
You get anywhere.
Have you taken it?
Blue Chew?
Yeah.
I'm saying it like it's an ad.
Yeah.
I've never taken it. I've never taken Viagra.
Really?
Have you ever been with someone who's taken it?
I don't know.
Weird to think about having sex with someone and being like, that boner's not real.
I mean, it is
That's a
real.
Blue Chew boner. Would you feel like tainted?
No.
But would you want to know?
I don't care.
So that part you don't care about. But you do care that someone is who they say they are when they're having sex with you.
Yes. I don't even know why I'm giving that stupid question an answer.
Okay, so I asked my dad, I was like, hey, I think I'm erectile dysfunctional and he's to function. I think I need some Viagra. And he's like, I really doubt that. Like, there's just no way. And he was like, tell me about what's going on. And I was like, well, when I go to have sex with my girlfriend at the time. And he was like, well, I don't think you should be having sex yet. Like, you're 18. And I was like, okay, hypothetically, let's say I went to have sex.
That's so old to wait too.
You think so?
Not like old, but I feel like that's a responsible time.
18?
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe this was 17.
Okay.
Which I still feel is
Were you in high school?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was with my junior year girlfriend, so I was 17.
Okay.
Yeah. And I said, like, when we've tried to hypothetically have sex, I haven't been able to get a boner. And he was like, well, are you getting a blowjob? And I was like, no. And he was like, try getting a blowjob.
That is pretty good advice.
And I was like, okay. And then I tried, and then my flaccid penis was just like in her mouth. And that didn't work.
Jesus.
Nothing really worked.
Why was your anxiety so bad?
I was an anxious kid. I don't know. I mean, I also think like I'm not trying to blame her, but like I don't think she was like a vixen.
Noah.
What?
It's not her fault.
I'm not saying it's her fault, but I don't think she was like handling my penis the way it needed to be handled. It's not just on me.
No, I know. Love
I think we were
is a two-way street.
Well, I just think we were both like awkward, and didn't know what to do.
Yeah. So like, why were you even trying to have sex?
Because had been dating for like 8 months.
But you hadn't even gotten a blowjob, and you were just going straight to sex.
I had gotten a blowjob.
Children are so stupid.
It is just so weird because like I feel like I've just gotten into my sexual prowess, and I'm 32 years old, and to think I've been trying to have sex since I was 18. Like, oh my God, I was probably so bad.
Oh yeah, I feel bad for those women who had to have sex with you before.
Fuck you.
It was probably so bad. From how bad it was when we first got together, it was probably oof.
Oh my God. I've been told I have a. All right, forget it.
What?
No, I don't want to say it. It's too gross.
I want to hear.
I've been told I have a model penis.
Oh, that's true.
Like if they were issuing penises in the military, they would issue my penis.
I agree with that. You have a good penis.
It's just standard.
It's standard.
It's a standard issuance of cock.
Yeah. It's a good one.
But the erectile dysfunction thing affected me for years.
I mean, yeah.
Years.
I know.
Like my whole freshman year of college, I didn't have sex with one girl. And I would bring girls back to my dorm a lot, and we would just like cuddle. Or I would like
so sad.
Or I would go down on them, and I was definitely not good at that then.
But at least you were trying, and that's what matters.
Or I would like try to finger them, or like I just like was
I
not.
know you weren't doing that well.
I just was trying, or just we would cuddle, and like it just was so anxiety inducing. Also, like the next day, like guys were really weird back then. They weren't like mature, so the next day to be like, no, fuck last night.
Yeah, men are still.
Oh yeah, dude, did you fuck last night? I'll never forget it.
Ew.
Just
Men
like,
are still like that, by the way.
How was it? Did you fuck? And I'd be like, oh yeah, dude, we banged, and we never did.
That's sad.
Until like the hours before my flight to go back home after freshman year.
You finally did it.
I finally did it.
That's beautiful.
There was like a girl who lived down the hall who was just like the type of girl I needed to break me out of that. Like someone who was just gonna like take control.
That's good for her.
She
love her.
she really took control. Literally hours before my flight, there was this girl at the end of my hall, and we were just like hanging out. It was just us two. Everyone else had left, and I think I had said like, "Oh, like damn, I didn't have sex with anyone this year," and she was like, "Well, we could change that."
That's crazy. Good for you, girl.
And she was really cool. And then I don't think we ever talked again.
And that's the way it is. What a beautiful story.
Yeah. And then the problem kind of went away, but then it came back. Like it didn't really go away fully until we started dating.
Wow.
Like it would kind of come up again, like through, I think this is important to talk about because I think there are a lot of men out there who experience this.
Yeah, and I'm sure a lot of men listen to our podcast. So,
well, I think a lot of women experience this with men, and I feel like at what times that when it would happen, like the woman would always like kind of take it personally, like like be like, oh, like it really has nothing to do. Like any girl that I was in a position with like that, like I was attracted to.
Yeah,
like your penis is not connected to your heart.
Yeah, I've never taken it personally. Except for when one time a man did tell me it was because of me.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I think like, I feel like what's happened before is I'll be like, oh, can you do this? That'll help me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've had like a woman be like, oh, so it's my fault. It's like, no, it's just like, this is going to do it for me. Like you haven't done that yet. Then that is like an insecure woman in that scenario.
Well, I don't know if she's insecure or if it's just like we've been, told everything's our fault since the beginning of time.
Yeah, but that's a scenario where I'm not saying it's your fault. I'm saying like, here's how you can help.
But it's not her being.
Here's how you can help the cause.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy I made it go away. So it's not personal, ladies, but only one perfect woman can fix it.
Well, it is funny because sometimes when we've been around people that I've had sexual relations with, like I wonder if they think to themselves like, man, she must really not be getting it. Like she must be miserable in the bed.
Probably.
Yeah. And you are?
No. I've told people I've trained you well.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
But anyways.
That was a good erectile dysfunction chat.
It's good. It's good to talk about.
No, I agree.
We should normalize it.
Normalize erectile dysfunction.
Because the only time it really comes up is like if it's induced by alcohol.
Yeah.
But it can happen just because someone's anxious, like, Also, like I feel that often it happens because I'm not connected to that person.
Yeah. So it is their fault.
No, it's just like a function of our intimacy.
Totally. Totally.
Well, are you gonna say anything?
I was thinking of Poor Things.
Oh yeah, we saw that movie, Poor Things.
We saw Poor Things. I loved it. What did you think?
I really liked it. It was good.
Yeah, probably my favorite movie of the year.
It was a little boring at parts, but it was still very entertaining.
What was your favorite movie of the year?
What was my favorite movie of the year? I don't know.
Oppenheimer?
No. Mm-mm.
Mission Impossible.
You know what? It might be.
Yeah, that movie was really good.
It might be Mission Impossible. I just had a lot of fun in it. What was your favorite movie of the year? Poor Things?
Poor Things.
I mean, that's up there too. It's just very entertaining. And I'm not like a freak where I'm like, oh, I love the sex scenes. But like those sex scenes were really great.
I love sex scenes in movies. The more, the merrier, in my opinion.
This is a very sexy podcast.
This is a very sex-oriented pod. But I love sex scenes in movies.
Yeah.
I love an erotic thriller. One of my favorite movies is Basic Instinct. I think I watched it like 3 times this year.
Yeah. Do you like hearing about people's sex lives?
I love it.
You do?
Yeah.
So if we go out with a couple and a couple like kind of lets us in on their sex life, you're intrigued.
Yeah. Are you?
Yeah. It's just like I think I want to know where we stand. Like, not like, just like, oh, what's normal? Like, what is...
Yeah. I wouldn't want to talk about it if I was insecure about our situation, but I'm not, so it is fine.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But I like finding out like, oh, like that's how many times you do it a week.
We just are nosy.
We're nosy.
Yeah.
But like when I'm alone with guys, like we spend and they're all in relationships, like we compare our relationships. That's like what we
Really?
talk about. Yeah.
Like happiness level or sex stuff?
Everything.
Well, I want to hear about the happiness stuff is what I'm interested in.
I mean, I don't think it's like in explicit terms like that, like happiness. I think it's just like, you know, I think I had asked when I was like with some friends for a wedding, I was talking about how like, you know, I can get over things very quickly and Syd doesn't. It takes you a lot longer. And they all related to that. Like they all felt like they have that. That's a part of their relationship.
Interesting.
Where they...
Well, yeah, men don't feel their feelings and women give things the appropriate amount of time.
Yeah, or maybe the inappropriate amount of time.
I don't think it's inappropriate.
No, me neither.
To grieve your dog for a long time.
No, of course not. That kind of stuff. Or like, you know, we talked a lot about like schedule. Like what time do you wake up?
Oh, interesting.
You know, what, who does, and also like delineating responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like in our house, you know, this isn't true of the moment right now because I'm working so much, but like typically I do the laundry, I do most of the cleaning.
You don't do most of the cleaning.
We're going to have to get a video camera in here.
I've been cleaning so much.
No, I think you have. And you've been doing a great job. I got to say, like, if you would have stayed as messy as you were, like if you never changed, that would have been really hard for us.
Do you think you would have divorced me?
No, but I was just like so frustrated because like to clean something up and then to come home, like to go to work and then come home and the place is like a fucking mess.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy. You feel insane.
Yeah. I'm a lot cleaner.
You're a lot cleaner and you also know like what areas I need clean.
Yeah.
Or I freak out.
Yeah.
Okay, let's guess. What areas do I need clean?
Kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
Living room.
Mm-hmm.
Bedroom. Less so. Our bedroom's a mess right now. Your office.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah. And what about you?
I also need the kitchen clean because I'm so disturbed by bugs, but that's it.
So if you, like if I didn't exist and you lived alone, what do you think your place would look like cleanliness wise?
I mean, do I have a studio apartment? What's my life?
Sure, you have a studio apartment.
It would be a dump. I think if I had a one bedroom, I would hide the mess to the bedroom. But you know what? If I had a one bedroom, I would have all this closet space to myself. So
I'm the problem.
Yeah, I think I wouldn't have a problem.
I just think you have too much shit.
I really don't have that much. In my opinion, I take up half the closet.
Man, I would love to like do like a family man click thing and just see what your life would be like without me.
I'm an international celebrity.
You think that's what happens?
No.
I mean more just like your cleanliness level. Like how much did I influence that? Like was there a point for you like I need to grow up? This is a problem.
No, I didn't like being messy. It's not like I like being messy. I think I just honestly like having places where I can be messy really helps me. Like having the chair in the living room where I can just dump my stuff really helps me.
So we learned this in couples therapy. There's a chair in our living room. I don't know if we talked about this in the pod, but where Syd can dump everything onto.
Mm-hmm.
And the chair goes from being 4 feet high to 6 feet high through the month. And when it gets too high and you can't fit anything, that's your kind of signal to clean it up.
Yeah.
But keep going.
So that has really helped me. And then I also have like a little chair right next to the bed that I can like throw clothes on, and that helps too.
Yeah. And I learned to accept that.
Yeah.
But like, you know, in our old place, I used to have a joke about it where like when I come home, like everything on me has a home.
Yeah.
You know, keys go on the hook, jacket goes on the hanger, shoes go away. When Syd comes home, it's like she's been running from the cops. She like barges in, she throws her bag. Somehow she has more bags than when she left with. You know, shoes thrown across the room, jacking on the couch, you know, and it's just like, it's just chaos for me. But now all of that just goes to the chair.
Yeah.
And that is very, very helpful.
Yeah.
And it makes me feel really loved.
Good.
Like little things like that in a relationship, like really just like make you feel fucking loved.
Oh yeah, they help with everything.
Like even when like, you know, like the other day you were cooking for work and you texted me, you were like, hey, I'm sorry. Like I'm not going to have time to clean the kitchen before I have to leave. Like I will clean it. Like getting a text like that makes me feel good.
Good.
Because it's like, you know, if I am like, well, that's unacceptable, then I'm a fucking dick.
Well, yeah, you're crazy.
But it is just like you're aware of it, and that's kind of like 80% of the battle.
Yeah.
Like that I know it's on your plate and not mine.
Yeah. Yeah, now I just pay attention more. And I also don't like the mess anymore.
Was there anything that like was there anything that like was bothering you that I had to like get better at?
I mean, your anxiety was like out of control.
Yeah.
But we got it medicated and it's a lot better.
It's so much better.
It's a lot better.
My life is so much better.
Yeah.
It's funny when you help yourself, like just good things come.
Yeah. You have to help yourself. I don't have a lot of patience for people who won't help themselves. I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, like keep complaining about the same thing over and over again, or just really in a genuine way try to get help.
Yeah, and obviously, like I don't mean like people like, you know, living in poverty and like shit like that.
No, I do mean them. I'm definitely a guy who's just like, you got to get off your ass and work.
Yeah, pick yourself up by your bootstraps. No, but I just mean like if you are struggling and you know you are, like you have that self-awareness, I am not going to listen to you complain if you're not going to do the bare minimum and help yourself.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. Just a baby step makes such a big difference.
Yeah. Wow.
I know.
First yawn.
No, I've been secretly yawning.
Oh my
I'm
God.
really tired.
Don't yawn. Don't keep your yawns away from me.
You know, and I have a show.
Here's something I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
Speaking of sex, I asked you this question the other night. I'm going to ask you again on the podcast.
Okay. I have no idea what it is.
We're talking penises.
Okay.
Okay, in a world where this is possible, you can either have me and my penis, or have me and attach the penis of any of your ex-lovers onto me. What do you do? That pause was too long. You paused for too long.
I'm thinking about other peens. I'd keep your peen.
You would?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you keep my peen and change me?
No.
Because I'm more important than my penis.
Yeah.
Wow. That's really touching.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
Great.
But I don't say that in a way that's like your penis is so amazing. I'm just saying like it's interchangeable, you know, like with the last couple ones.
You're saying my penis is kind of a dime a dozen.
Yeah.
That is kind of what we said earlier. I have
Yeah.
a very like average standard cock,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
not tipping the scales,
No.
nothing to write home about.
No, but a big one hurts. I don't want that. And a little one, I feel really bad for men with little penises because I do think that's hard.
Yeah.
I just feel sad that they're sad because it's not all about the penis, you know?
I mean,
I care about the other stuff more.
Yeah, but if we like, stop.
Oh my God, sorry. I picked something off.
She picked something off my head again. If the first time we made love and I had like a really, really tiny penis.
Okay, wait, pause.
Pause.
The first time we had sex, I thought Noah had a tiny penis because I think he was having some erectile dysfunction issues and it wasn't hard all the way. So I was like, oof, this sucks. And that happened the first couple times. So I thought you did have a tiny penis.
And you were down to keep going.
Well, I really liked you and I was like, maybe we'll figure something out.
We'll figure
Also,
something.
it was like a couple weeks in. Like, What?
Penises change.
No, I just was like, we'll see where this goes. At the time, we weren't serious. So
Would you ever break up with a man because of the size of their penis?
no.
What if the size of their penis was like 16 inches?
That's big. But you know what? One of my good friends had her ex-boyfriend who like made her come on a very regular basis, had like the skinniest, tiniest penis. And then her boyfriend before that had a regular penis and he never made her come. So it's just like, it truly doesn't matter. Like we all talk a big thing about it, but it just doesn't matter. And that's why it makes me sad.
It's about what's inside.
Yeah.
And it's about like, will you go to the depths to make the woman come?
Yeah.
You know, like,
you're going to put in the work.
Are you going to put in the work?
Because it's really not the peen that does it.
It ain't the peen that does it.
No. It ain't the peen that does it.
It ain't the peen that does it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what does it. It's what's in his heart.
You know, if we haven't said this already, and we haven't said this already, this episode is not child friendly. So yeah, don't listen to it in the car with your kids.
I gotta say though, if I were a young boy, I would want to hear this episode.
Well, yeah, I think this episode is rated PG-15.
It's just like, it's helpful to think about and hear sex in these terms.
Yeah, I think so too.
We're keeping it real, Syd.
We are keeping it real. We're doing God's work, honestly. We're normalizing stuff.
I mean, we should go into schools and teach kids about how to have sex.
I don't want to go back to schools.
Would you go back to high school?
No. Would you?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you had a great time, didn't you?
I would go to high school. I would definitely go back to college.
I would definitely go back to college. That was so fun and carefree. I'm such an idiot that I didn't appreciate it.
I think I would have went back to high school and just tried to relax myself so I could have sex. Because I could have had a lot more sex, I think, in high school.
Were you popular?
I was like the B squad guy who like who could like go between different groups.
I was a floater too.
You know, like I had my my Jewish friends, like, the guys.
Mm-hmm.
But then like I was also kind of a jock, and like so I would hang out with those people, and like.
But you were so skinny.
Yeah.
I guess jocks can be skinny.
Yeah. And I just like, I feel like I could have made a lot more love to women, and I just didn't even think like that back then. Like I was just so anxious to be put in that situation.
I wanted to have sex so badly, but boys did not like me.
They didn't.
No.
Do you think they secretly liked you?
No.
Because you weren't like a punk rock goth girl.
I wasn't goth. I definitely already had a drinking problem.
You did?
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
It just like, I always drank too much. Like at every party would either be throwing up or like crying or like in a fight. And it just was like a mess.
That's like a telltale sign that you have a problem.
Yeah.
If like every time you drink, there's some sort of situation.
Yeah.
Like that's a good sign to stop drinking.
Yeah. So if anyone in my family had paid attention to me, I probably should have gone to like rehab at like 17, but or 15. I don't know. Whenever I started drinking at 15, yeah, like that might have been nice. But
what's crazy to think about like sex in that time, is like I remember in middle school there was this couple that was a grade older than me. They were in 8th grade and I was in 7th grade. And I knew that they were having sex.
That is so disgusting.
Isn't that
to me?
Crazy?
That is so disgusting.
Like to be in 8th grade having sex.
No, thinking about children having sex obviously disgusts me beyond my wildest nightmares. I hate it so much.
I never ever could have pulled that off.
No, it's gross. You're a child. I hate it.
But no, but I also
much.
like I just was such a late bloomer that I was. Just
I was like I was truly a baby in 8th grade.
But there are some kids at that age that feel a lot older.
I know.
You know, like I remember this one guy who was just like 6 foot. He had a beard.
That's insane.
He was in 8th grade, and like he could fuck like a man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And he should.
Yeah.
But I could not. I was just not there. So I would go back to high school and just calm down a little bit.
Yeah.
I really wish I would have.
But you couldn't fuck because you'd be a 32-year-old man in a teenager's body, and that'd be pedophilia.
No, I'm not talking about like, I'm not doing a body switch. I'm just going back to that time and being at that age.
And you're not having your memories.
No, I still have my. I'm like fully 16. I
It's
don't have.
wiped. It's all been swiped.
It's all been swiped. I don't have the brain of a 32-year-old man.
Yeah.
I am.
I'd go back and go to rehab. Start fresh. The things I could have done.
Yeah. Well, I think.
Isn't that a fun note to end on?
I think that's a fun note to end on.
Yeah.
Guys, this was a very sexual episode.
If you liked it, hit like for more. No, I don't know what I'm saying.
If you didn't like it, I don't know. We don't care.
I love feedback. Let me know.
Yeah, I mean, maybe yeah. If you liked it, let us know. And if you didn't, don't let us know.
I want to know. You can text me.
Okay, but don't be like rude.
No, just be like, hey, like I don't like hearing about sex.
Yeah, that's fine. But who doesn't like hearing about sex?
I know. It's truly all I want to hear
We're in
about.
a very sexual age.
32.
But you notice how like young people they're not having sex.
Is that true? Because euphoria is terrifying.
Young people, all I hear is young people aren't having sex, but the young people I know seem very sexual.
Who are the young people you know?
I'm not gonna say their names.
You don't know any young people.
I know some
like,
Gen
how
Zers.
old?
25.
Oh, I don't.
26.
Oh, I think they're talking more about like teenagers and like 20-year-olds.
But like we were not having sex. Like the kids in high school that were having sex were like I could count them on one hand. Like it wasn't a lot of people. So like this narrative that's being spread is bullshit to me.
That we were so. I don't know.
Were a lot of kids in your high school fucking?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I'm naive.
You're from a nerdy part of New Jersey. I think you're just naive.
You think there were a lot of people having sex?
I don't know. I never knew. I was too busy drinking and being a truly stupid kid.
Okay, we should end this.
We should end this.
It's a good conversation.
It is a good conversation.
I'm happy we had it.
Me too. Hop over to the Patreon if you want to hear us talk about all the pop culture news from 2023.
Yeah, guys, we have a Patreon. You know, if you have a little extra money going into this new year, become a $3 member.
Yeah.
It's really helpful to us.
It is.
If you love something, support it, is what we say.
2024 is about supporting artists.
Yeah. Follow us on Instagram, on all the things, YouTube page. Thanks, guys. Good night. We love you.
Good night.
It's the Bedtime Podcast.